So welcome everyone to the weekly Wednesday webinar. My name is Arjun Kharak and I'm a business analyst with the Kylas product team. So today, the main topic that we will be having is on the new release item that we have deployed on the production. So let's see what we have on today's agenda. So today we would be mainly focusing on these four topics. Starting first, we have identifying source of lead creation and update events. Followed that, we will be seeing support in operator for the workflow condition. The third is meeting form fields and ending with, but not least for us, that is the contact and deal event webhook. Okay. So first starting with the first topic, that is identify source of lead creation and update events. Let me share my screen and show you how exactly we will be seeing this on. So I have just added a lead into the database. Okay. So if we go to that particular lead, let me refresh my page. Okay, so this is the lead Vikram Kumar that I have added, and you can see the owner here is listed as Siddhant Khara. If I go to my account, you will see the name and last name Arjun Khara, which is a different user than the owner we have here. So let's go in detail of this lead and the internal section. So here, if we can see and pay attention to this field, so we will see the created via type is shown as mobile and created via ID, that is the employee ID, which you can also find within your system. So let me show you how that can be located. So under the user management, I'm on manage user, where I will be seeing all the users within the application. Look for this ID and search in the system. So let me 1332. Okay, let me add the ID column which I have kept here. Okay. I'm seeing the ID of the user who added this record, which is Siddhant Rat. Okay. Now let me log in to this user from the web. Okay. And on the internal section. Okay. So let's make some updates for this lead and see how it will be replicated in the internal section. So what I'm doing here is adding one pipeline and then saving this record. Okay, perfect. Now let's go to web application of the other user and let's see how the changes will reflect over here. So now again, I'm navigated to lead and the internal section from the details page. So here I will see the updated wire type, which is web. What we did earlier, it just updated the pipeline to this particular lead. So I got the type from the updates were made. The updated ID, meaning the user ID who made the update, which we can again see the or user listing. So here, if we see 10368, which is available here. So this is how we can, in short summary, we can track the source of lead, how the leads are created. And along with this, we can also find who all are making updates on this list. Okay. Now moving next with our second topic, that is support in operator for workflow condition. So in workflow, the automation that we have introduced, we have found there could be more scope having, giving more ability to the end user so that they can automate a lot of their manual work in a different entities. So let's see one of the example. So I'm going to automation from the CRM setting and then workflow. So here I have already set two workflows. Okay, so first we will see one that is on the deal entity type. So in short, this workflow is when a deal is updated for product and the new value that will be put in a deal to BHK, then the action will be reassign it to this particular user. So let's see one example of same. Okay. So I have some of the deals in this system on a different user, which is Siddhant Kharat. Okay. So let me one column so that I can see the products over here. Okay. So when a deal is updated for the product and the new value is 2 BHK, then it will get assigned to this particular this product on the deal listing page. So let me go to a specific deal where the product is listed as laptop services. Now let me edit this deal and select the product 2 BHK used in the condition. Okay. Now, if you pay attention over here, okay, I think the owner for this deal is already Arjun. Let me see another, which is on a different user. Okay. So here we have monthly services as one of the deal and the owner is Siddhant Kharat. So let's open this deal and edit. Now I'm making changes over here. So here the owner that we are seeing is Siddhant Kharat. So if I save this deal, considering the workflow that we have set is when our deal is updated for product to BHK, then it should assign to Arjun Kharat. Okay, so let me refresh this. Okay, now if you see the owner of this deal has been changed to Arjun Kharat. So this is one of the crucial methodology that you can use when it comes to dealing with different product or different, even if you are having leads from a different city that you want to specifically assign to your regional manager. So these are the few examples that we can correlate with the in operator for the workflow condition. Okay. Now moving to our third topic, that is meeting form field. Okay. So now under the CRM setting, I'm gonna navigate back to customization, and on the second last we will see meeting form fields. Okay, so here on this page you will be seeing all the fields that are currently available for a meeting form. So let's open a meeting form on the other screen. Okay, and add a meeting. So dealing with different clients and different types of business, we slightly want to modify the way we want to, see a screen and the value that we feed so that it would be easy understanding for all the users within the organization. So let's see how this can be done with the CRM application. So here the standard format that we have is the title that we will be giving for this meeting, then date, time, the time zone, status, invitees, and other fields such as related to location and description. So let me make small changes to this meeting page. So on the title, I'm going to then on the invitees, then for the field. Okay, so these are the few changes that I have made to the existing field for the form. So let's see how it will replicate over here. So I'm just going to refresh and open up a meeting form. So here, what changes we have made are replicating here, such as the meeting agenda, which we can simply put in a short summary, the purpose of the meeting. Then here, earlier we had invitees, which now change to require attendees, and the location we have changed to field of meeting. So in this way, you can restructure your meeting form, which can be related to your business. So for example, if you are dealing in real estate industry, then definitely you can, for the location, you can use site, the specific name of the site, or site 1, 2, 3, the way your business hierarchy has defined, and or the way that fits the organizational need and better understanding. Okay, now moving to our last topic for today, but not least, that is the contact and deal event web. So the way we receive information from different platforms that we have already integrated, same way we can also pass or post information from our KylasCRM application. To access this webhook functionality, you will need to go to the CRM setting, which is available at the bottom, and then navigate to the integration menu and webhook. So here I have already set two webhooks that is applicable for contact as well as deal. So if I click on add new, so earlier we had lead, one of the entity type for which we were supporting webhook. Now we have also introduced it for the contact as well as deal on the event such as created, updated, and deleted. Okay, so let's see one of these setup. Okay, so here we can give a proper name for the webhook, the way the event is set up, the URL on which we want to post this information. As you can see here, the request type is already as post. Then the authentication. So as of now, I have selected no authentication, but based on the other end portal, you can define the authentication required, such as the API key or the bearer token or even the basic authentication that is in general required. Now at the bottom, we have another section that is select webhook events, where we can select the events on this three entity type whether it's a created, whether it's on update or on delete, what information would be or need to be sent. Okay, so here this is contact on create event. So let me go to contact section and create a contact. So I'm creating a contact, then assigning a company. So on this other website, if you can see, currently we have very few responses over here. So total 5. So as soon as we create a contact, the information will be flowed to other end that we have set up in the webhook. So let's go over here and see the webhook response detail. So you can see the ID along with the values as to who created it, the first and last name, and company values, the information that I have inputted in the contact field. Same we can also see on the deal. So I'm gonna edit this webhook setup. So here I have put 2 events, that is created and updated. Okay, so let's create one deal. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna give estimated date. We'll be adding products such as cricket kit, quantity will be 10, and let me select the contact and save. So as soon as I save this deal, I should receive a response over here. This one. Okay. Now again, if you can pay a little bit attention over here, so we got the details that we have inputted on the CRM. So it's like new deal webinar, the created person's name along with the ID, the total value, considering the estimated as well as actual, and other information, whatever we would be passing on a deal. Okay, so this is how the webhook event can be set to pass the information from KylasCRM to the other sites that you are using. So to give you an example, such as we can have India Mart or India Trade, where you want to capture all the updates on the both side so that everyone will be on the same page when they are dealing with any customer, lead, or even a deal. Along with this webhook setup, we also have the webhook history, where we will be seeing all the triggers that were triggered, and we can see the detail of all the parameters, all the information that was passed by simply clicking on the view button available under the session payload column. So here I will see the payload detail, what all information has been passed onto the URL that we have set, along with the response, such as whether it was success or failed due to any kind of error. Okay, so this was the all topic that we wanted to cover in today's webinar. So thank you so much guys for joining this today's webinar.